Jumbo? Shit, girl. I tell you what. Come on down. Jumbo time. Maybe, baby. I gotta go to YouTube. I gotta turn off the sound. Or maybe I turn the sound up and we get a feedback loop. Yeah, that'd be dope. Just wow, 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 wow. That kind of a noise. Yeah, Margot gets it. Margot says feedback loop now. Me feedback loop needing a lot now. All right, and there we go. So, first matter of business. Happy Pride Month, everyone. It's Pride Month. Second order of business. Look at this castle, BBs. Been working on it real hard. And I might just drop the top on this thing and let you get down in there. Yeah, just like that. So that's kind of like the whole reason that I wanted to have all these little hooks and crannies, is that I could really just drop it like it's fucking hot and get you down, right down into the board, wherever the hell I want to. That is the entire reason that I bought all this stuff. So, particularly here is where I'm wanting to show you. But I think we're probably going to be going like this. I'm thinking, because I want to bring it out a little bit. So, I'm thinking perhaps, yeah, to give you an idea. I'm trying to get this turned the right way. Thinking there. And drop this one down. Yeah. That looks good. Bam. Get a little bit of light in there. So this is mainly what I have been working on the past couple of days. And that is adding very, very, very intricate little plants. I'll zoom in there a little bit better. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been trying to add these very, very, very intricately done plants to give you a sense of scale with the brute there. I'm very pleased so far. I definitely like how they have turned out. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Honestly, I feel like I need another length pole there to get really down on there. I might add that. That extra space would definitely allow me to drop down in there, I think. I might grab that and put that on there. Just that way I want to be able to get as close to here as possible, really, to show you. This is where the predator cam coming in would be a lot more handy. That way we could have one that's an over the shoulder kind of view, and then also one that's right there, what I'm looking at. But I really like that. So this spot over here I was pretty happy with. Gotta figure out how to I don't think I'm going to be able to show you this at this angle. Yeah, I'm going to have to get the other. I'm going to get another stick so I can bring it in at the side view because I don't want that to. You all need to see it from the view that I'm seeing it. And the only way to do that at this angle, let me see, would be here. Down here, maybe. Turn this. No, I don't think it's just not going to be long enough. All right, I gotta fix it. Sorry, kittens. Yeah. I mean, that looks fucking banger, but. Yeah, no, it looks so fucking sick. So, I'm going to get the other stick, but just to clarify, I pretty much have been taking all of these sticks that I harnessed. I harnessed the power, don't tell anyone. I harnessed all their power. This is the white plants here. They are the ones that, oh boy, I literally, we got this conversation a while back, and Eric is the one that identified them. And I really need to just keep that like jotted down, like written out. But it's these guys. It is these plants that we collected earlier. And I can look that up. I'll look it up and I'll actually put it in like my Discord or I'll put it in a document. So that is where these came from. Shit. And as you saw me just break a little bit of that tree there, that kind of leads on to another little thing that I'll get into. I'll do it right now. So one of the biggest concerns is playability. And I'm trying to show that on the little camera in the corner, not little camera or not the big camera. All these trees, I have the hiccups now. Great. That's just great. So all these little trees, I have I've cored them, and then I stuck a piece of wire up inside of them, floral wire, and that is because I'm going to use those as my trees. These trees are here initially as filler, but they also will be a pinch detect fault. Ain't nobody getting pinched. Shut up. Pinch detect fault. Poopus. My little robot's over here trying to tell me that it's trying to pinch my kids. You ever had a toilet tell you it's trying to pinch your kids? What the fuck's that about? Hi, Possum. How are you, my sweet? Shit, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So the stuff that Eric found found the title of, here is a whisker. That's not part of the board, if you can see that. I don't think you can. I'll show you. It's right here. And my tummy said, ooh. My tummy did not want you to need to know where this whisker was. So yeah, I'm going to get another little piece out of there. That way I can get the angle on this that we want. So you guys can kind of see what the hell I'm talking about. But I'm going to get the other little bar. Yeah, it's like not even 7 o'clock yet. We're getting the other bar. So yeah, these little guys, all these sticks. The reason that I cored them and then put a floral piece of wire inside of them is because when we are playing, and Possum, you brought this up earlier, whether I focus more, and when I say earlier, I mean like a month ago, but maybe it wasn't that far ago. I think it was close to a month. Whether I focus on playability or appearance. And the answer is very much of both. I try to think of both while I'm doing it. Like I want to be able to play on this as unrestricted as possible. But I also know that the more little trees that I put on here, the more difficult it is going to be to play on this. So I have tried to create as much of a space, especially with it being a rotating board, that it's like, yeah, that's a little bit of a tricky spot to reach in through these two trees. Maybe instead you want to go from the side over here where there is nothing. So I've tried to make sure while playing it out that there are always areas in which you can go in to pick up any model and move it where it needs to be, just maybe not from where you're sitting currently, and you have to rotate the board to achieve that. So that was one of the things that I really put some time and thought into to trying to achieve. A big one, and that I'm putting that here so you can see it before I get up and grab those other little guys. Little pole. That's not bending. No, that's impossible. That's like steel. It's just my brain is seeing it hanging there. Kind of weird. So, given that in 1490 Doom, I typically going to be starting on the edge of this round. I wanted every spot on this 2-foot circle to be, one, you could place your model there. I don't want there to be a single spot on the board that you can't start. And two, I didn't want there to be a single spot that it didn't look good. Like, I guess, so like you have to be 5 inches away. So 5 inches is about right about there. But I wanted everyone to be able to kind of have like something in between them and the others, especially when you get to here, places like this. It's mainly this side. This side is the one that there's barely any room on the side. So in order to put vegetation there, I'm really going to have to like kind of keep it up against the wall if I still want models to be able to stand there. The whole rant that I'm going at with this and why I've got those on sticks is because it's going to happen. They are going to get touched. It's going to happen. You're going to get touched. I'm going to touch you. So they are going to get touched while they are being played. It's just going to happen. And I need to get used to that as soon as possible. So the covering them in the glue has definitely made them a lot more durable. So unless you like really go in with like just like I'm just gonna smash that thing, they're pretty springy just because of the glue. However, if I take those sticks and I remove the main stress point. So now that I've glued this onto this board, and this is where we're going to get into a little bit of engineering and a little bit of, yeah, I guess this is just straight engineering. Stress points, fracture points. The only stress point that's going to be on this is going to be right where it connects. Pretty much, like if I move it this way, this is the only thing other than me that is causing stress. Like, so right around here is going to be most likely where it's going to break. However, if I took a magnet and I made the bottom part not technically connected to the board, I now completely eliminate that stress point. So now there will only ever be one stress point, the stress point at which the player's hand comes in. Once that happens, the magnet down here is just going to give away. Like, they're strong enough to hold something in place, but as soon as you bump them, they're not strong enough to keep that. So given that these trees are as springy as they are because they've been soaked in Tide Bond, my thought, and I'm pretty confident, my thought is that the way that I've handled them so far, combined with magnetizing them very specifically to the bases, yep, see, just like that, going in at a higher angle will break it still. It's, yeah, the stress point is me. Got it. The stress point is me. I'm stressful. But yeah, so yeah, just pretty much trying to remove any like, oh no, I think I'm going to go in too hard. But yeah, it's looking really good, I gotta say. I did some painting on it with all of my Games Workshop certified colors that I got from Folk Art Home Decor, especially Graveyard Earth. Everyone loves Graveyard Earth. It's the most popular selling Fin Matte A Crayo chalk matte paint that I believe Hobby Lobby sells. Graveyard Earth. Also, yeah, still Milliput from them. That was a great video. I've never used Milliput, but I might have to. Well, look at that. I had these out already. It's almost like I knew I needed them. Okay. How the piss. Oh, yeah. I remember now. God wants you to steal Milliput from Hobby Lobby. I saw the sticker, so it's true. Man. God wants me to do a lot of things. I'm going to be honest. I've come to terms that I think it's God that wants me to steal Milliput, and it's Jesus that wants me to drown my kids in a bathtub. I think that's their MOs. One does like, at the same time, God also does some crazy shit like tell you to fucking murder your son at the top of a mountain. I'm glad he's never done that to me. I would just be like, fuck off, but I'm not a religious person. Oh no! That's God. That's God right there. That's my blasphemous, being a little blasphemous shit. That's what that got me. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I was really close to convincing Kelly to let us get a sign that said that we already worship Satan and donate regularly and blah blah blah, like just a real fuck off solicitor sign. Man, this is so fucking good. Look at that. I could eat it up. Oh, Jesus, that looks good. Jeezy queasy. Oh, Jeezy crazy. We love his miracles. We don't have Jesus Christ over here. We have Jeezy crazy. We call him. Oh, we love his miracles, don't we? That's what the Brits always say, isn't it? Hey, Jeezy crazy. That's if you're not familiar with my brother and me. That's not my bit. That is a Travis McElroy bit, which is fucking amazing. He's Jeezy crazy, as we call him. I remember when I realized, like, oh, you mean England's not that religious? And it's just like, no. All the people that were fucking left and started your country. And it's just like, fuck, that's why everything's so goddamn stupid. Okay, well, no. Okay, look at that. Now we're cooking meth. Okay, so we're not really. This is what I wanted to show you. And I was pretty... I'm not going to say excited, but more of a... It's a level of detail that like I kind of wanted to explain. And just the level of detail is a little artsy shit that I am. I know. Hi, Marco. Man, this arm is just getting crazy long. So, I wanted to show this because I feel like this is a very prime example of how to achieve realism, or how to represent... I only know Glass Shark. Oh, yes. Glass Shark. He don't care. He don't care about you. He gonna eat you. He gonna eat your brother. He Glass Shark. I love Glass Shark. I love Justin McElroy. Justin McElroy is one of the funniest fucking people on this planet. Yeah, the Garfield monstrosity is still... Yeah, the Garfield monstrosity. If you want any recommendation from me for like comedy to listen to, or even to just maybe kind of explain my just deranged sense of humor, the Garfield monstrosity is one of the funniest episodes of any podcast I've ever heard. And hey, you know, it's Pride Month, so this is a great time to go visit that because it's really good, because it is like prime my brother and me. I have not listened to them in years. Pretty much I swapped them out for BuzzFeed, the BuzzFeed Unsolved boys, Shane and Ryan. and I don't mean that like I'm not talking shit. It's just they have a completely different demographic than I do, and the demographic that I like to watch, media that's made for is absolutely, pretty much catered to by Shane and Ryan from like, Us Unsolved, or Watcher now, sorry. And that is like adult entertainment, like not, oh yeah, it's just not targeted to include for children. And it's not that I'm like, oh yeah, get your kids out of here. It's just more of there's a very clear line that you can tell in my brother and me. And I'm not even going to say like targeted towards children. They wanted it to be more family friendly, period. Like that is absolutely for certain, especially because they went and they started the McElroy family, McElroy family. Like everything that they do is like as a family, and they all have a bunch of kids. They're all married. So it's a lot has changed for them since they started my brother and me. Adult entertainment, you naughty minx. That's not what I mean. It's not what I don't mean. But shit, that got me distracted. Minx. My brother and me. That's what it was. Justin, I was talking about my brother and me. And oh yeah, no, they used to. At one point in time, there was just a very clear line that they got really afraid of upsetting potential fan base, so they would not joke as hard about certain things. And I completely get that, and I absolutely understand not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings. But there definitely, I think, was like a clear line. I kind of a little too hard, went a little too hard into the wholesomeness for me. I like a little bit of deranged, but to sum up, probably the single most deranged episode of my brother and me is it's an advice show for the modern era. So they find either A, people who write in and ask them questions, or B, I'm hot, I'm taking this off, or B, and I don't want to get up. They find either people who have questions that like write into them, or B, they find like Google Answers questions. And why is my chair so low? I just realized that. Now I'm sitting pretty. Okay. So, that was one of the questions. The question was, I've always been sexually attracted to Garfield, but not Garfield physically. Like it was Garfield, the personality of Garfield, but with like Pamela Anderson's body. So it was like, or no, I'm trying to remember shit. I just remember the whole thing comes down to they just rant for a very long time about a nightmarish hybridization of Pamela Anderson and Garfield the cat, and trying to figure out a way to tell this person that their very fucking weird kink is okay. They're trying to find any way to make this seem normal. And eventually, at some point in time, I think it's either Griffin or it's Justin. They just get so upset, and you can just hear them. They just go, "Why don't you just fucking normal?" Like, which normal is the gray cat. It's that. It's I don't know. There's just something that I find so fucking funny in that, and these three dudes just trying to find a way to make this other guy's brain make sense, and it's just like, man, can't you just fucking normal this other fake cartoon cat? That would just make everything so much easier. But yeah, no, the Garfield monstrosity is one of my absolute favorite videos. If that sounds familiar. If you've got time to kill, I can't stress my brother and me. The Garfield monstrosity is one of my favorite episodes of any podcast I've ever heard. It's deranged. It is very, very funny. I am absolutely not summarizing it as well as it is done. But yeah, no, those boys are very funny. Glass Shark's great. Tit Liquid is also great. And that sounds... Tit Liquid is another very, very good... He absolutely is a character that they invented that you're like, Tit Liquid? Like breast milk? And it's just, it's awful. But it absolutely has nothing to do with that. It's just, that's the guy's name. And he is a vampire. And it's, yeah, hi, friends, I'm Tit Liquid. He's the one who says, is there a big number 3 painted on the side of your, is there a big number 3 painted on the side of your coffin? You might be a vampire. Like, he's, yeah. That's a whole nother thing. They pretty much invent a Jeff Foxworthy character who is a vampire, and his name is Tit Liquid. And he, oh god, yeah. The funniest one is he goes, "Hi friends, you still afraid of dogs?" Like, it's just all the intros are just like, "Hey friends," and then it's just like a thing, but it would be something very just like, well, man, you know, I feel like he's trying to fuck me over because he's a vampire, but I'm not really feeling like he is. He seems just kind of like a good guy. He might have some backward thoughts, but he means well. That old Tit Liquid. But yeah, so on those notes, I guess we're going to start putting some sticks on here. And I'll stop talking about my brother and me. But I like him a lot, so it just is what it is. What I wanted to talk about here, and why I was showing particularly this little stick, that is because I wanted to try and get a little artsy here. This whole game is about pretty much climbing to the top and trying to grow, like, in a sense, like, you know, trying to reach a higher elevation. And that's essentially what I kind of wanted to have, like a little meta, little artsy kind of thing here with some trees fighting for the sunlight. And with working in the bocage of my backyard for as long as I did, I became very, very, very acquainted with how, like, undergrowth grows, and the weird varieties in which the trees will, like, kind of wrap around each other to try and choke each other out from getting sunlight. And I wanted to make that as apparent as possible. But yeah, this one in particular I thought was pretty cute. I've got these 2 bushes, and also tried to make sure that to add realism, and this is, again, all of this is done with the intent of adding realism to this board by compounding. And that really, ooh, that's not good. We got a little pink showing. Scuffed that up. That's not good at all. Pink or purple? That's pink. Pink Panther, yeah. Yeah. So, the whole reason that I was ranting about that, you know, that sounds familiar. You naughty minx. So, these are all from that one plant. I wanted to make sure that we have a varied assortment of different kinds of undergrowth, because that's another thing is, if you ever are looking at overgrowth or undergrowth, overgrowth, overbear, more like underbear. I don't want to overbear, more like underbear. Overgrown areas, and you're looking at how things grow in like this. There's nothing that really is going to give you as good of a reference as the real thing. So I just tried to reference all the bushes that I had to cut down when I deforested my backyard. And then I really wanted to try and establish with the different types of little sticks that I've got here that these are different species, because, again, that's just not how things don't, one species doesn't all just grow in one area. There's going to be other little scattered things that have been brought in because of birds. And that's, you know, birds will come and they'll eat a seed, and then they'll fly into another tree and they'll shit it out. And then that little seed falls down to the ground. And then one in X amount of those seeds starts to, you know, to sprout. And that's how you have a tree growing up on another tree. And that's just the world. So I tried to establish that this particular species of plant commonly likes to grow in these little alcoves. Like, there's something about it that it needs almost like I'd say probably protection from the wind, or in just in the case that other birds carried the seeds there. Shout out birds, cool as fuck. Birds are cool as fuck. They got hollow bones, glass bones, hollow skin. They got hollow bones, hollow bodies. They have Jackson Australian hollow bodies. All of them. I was thinking about Jackson yesterday. And you said minx. You naughty minx. You can't say minx and not think of Jackson. That sweet, sweet, sweet Aussie. I was thinking about how I love Australians and how they, I think are the only, I think Australians are the only ones that I've ever been like, oh yeah, like king piss. And they don't think I'm talking about pee. Like they're like, oh, king piss. Like, oh yeah, like taking the piss. Like, I think I was looking yesterday. I got a little distracted, but I started to look into all the different like slang piss in Australia. Slang, like all the slang for piss in Australia. Like piss is used for like 15 different things. Like it's very good. I like it. I'm a very big fan. I'm pro just saying the word piss all the time. But it can be being there's like only one that you're like, oh, okay, well that's kind of what I assumed. And the rest are all just, I don't think I've met Jackson. Oh, he is wonderful. He is a minx. And I say that because when I met him, I said, Jackson, you are such, and I was trying to think of the appropriate word. And he said, I believe the word that you're looking for is minx. And I said, you're right. I love that. A minx is like, that's quickly become one of my favorite words in my vocabulary, Jackson. It's just a very, very good word. I also like Manx. Manx is good. I had a Manx cat when I was growing up. Her name was Sabrina. She was named after the fuck. I'm not gonna remember what city. Saffron? Is Saffron the city, the psychic city? But yeah, Sabrina. Not Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina. Right? Yeah. No, it's whoever the gym leader is in Saffron City that has the Alakazam, the Abra, and the Kadabra. That's who I named my Manx cat after. But she was little and gray. Manxes have a little nub tail. And this little wee 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 wee, like little bobtail. Like just by birth, they're just domesticated, like small tails. But that's a Manx. I love Manxes. MANX, Manx. I don't think there's a Y. It might be MAYNX. Shout out Sabrina. Yeah, for real. The first. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. But yeah, no, Sabrina had some impact on my development as a child. I will leave it at that. Let's see. We're gonna put some more sticks here, but we need to figure out where we're gonna put them. I've also got this guy, which Kelly found these, and I do like them a lot, but they are definitely different. Probably gonna be too close to get a good look at this guy. I'll put something white behind it, maybe, or just my hand. Yeah, so they are what is on. I've snipped all of these off. So I've been doing, all of these are like also kind of converted trees. I've been doing a lot of tree conversions where I'll take, and also just for anyone, if you're wanting to do tree conversions of your own, these are the scissors that I use specifically for this. Fiskars, titanium, non-stick, PC0422. These are the ones that I use for. Yep, there it went. But it worked. Stress point, that's where it broke. Oh, yo, Anime Crush, let's go. I want to play this game, Possum. Possum, I'm going to be real honest with you. Anime crushes can be very not good because if you don't know how old someone is supposed to be in an anime, that can end up very not good for you really quick. And you're like, Jesus Christ, what? That's a child. Yeah. Not good. And I'm saying that simply because it's a cartoon. So, how old's Cloud? I don't know if that was ever established, but that's the most recent one where I was just like, Cloud's true. So yeah, there's just too many people in animes that I'm like, wait, they're supposed to be 15? That's disgusting. That is an adult. That is an adult right. You've drawn an adult and you're like, that's 15? I've never seen a 15-year-old that looked like that. I've never seen an 18-year-old look like that. Very few 20-year-olds. Well, let me rephrase that. I mean, not for like 50 years. Like, it's very funny now. Like, if you just look, like, we very clearly as a species, like, depending on where you are looking, like, you can just tell it's like, oh, yeah, we age different now. And for some reason, all the very adult looking characters are 12. Yeah, like, it's just like, that's like, I'm trying to think of a prime example. Well, oh, actually, no, I can think. Here you go. Here is one for you right here. If you've been watching Lazarus, there is a character, and I'm not going to remember his name. Shit. He has blonde hair, though. And in one episode, he has to dress up in a dress and wear a wig for a little bit. And that's how he gets into the club. And it's just like, well, yeah. Of course he got it. Do you see what he's wearing? And then later you're like, oh no, he's 15. It's just like, okay, that's not even on me. That doesn't look like a child. That isn't. Also, the child's in the club now. Like, it's that kind of stuff where, I mean, same thing. Fuck, it's the same thing with Gundam. I mean, Hiro Yui is supposed to be like 16, and I will say, to some extent, it's like, yeah, no, that guy Reed is fucking 16 because he's as edgelord as it can possibly get. But at the same time, I'm also like, I don't know if I can buy that these are all children. Because I know how I was at that age. But yeah, anime crushes. Okay, anime crushes that are not going to get me canceled. I don't actually if I know if I have any that will. Like the only one that I was just like, oh well, can't have that one anymore. It was the dude from Lazarus. Shit, I'm not gonna remember his name, and I don't want to give any spoilers. He was heavily involved in the last episode, but yeah, just gives me femboy vibes. But with that said, I'm trying to think of what other animes I can go here. But yeah, Sabrina, obviously, Misty, obviously. Again, both those probably not good choices. Misty, I don't know how old Misty's supposed to be in the cartoon. Oh wait, no. Are we just sticking with anime Possum, or is it just animated? Because if animated is on the thing, I think I can tell you right real quick. At least the most recent one that I was angry about. Disney. There is one in particular that I was like, you've got one chance to cast this person. I mean, my anime crushes as a kid were totally okay because I was a child then. I was too. Fuck. Okay, not this one though. The Lazarus one, I'll admit that. But at the same time, it's just like, oh, gross. Like, the whole thing with anime is it's just, it actually removes a lot of that because it's like, oh, that person can look like this, but then you find out their age and it's just like, oh, well, their age is where it becomes the issue, not what they look like. I'm not attracted to people that look like they're underage. I'm actually allegedly repulsed by that. It's just appearance wise. But anime, no, Sabrina, absolutely. the older sister from Lilo and Stitch. That was the most recent one that Kelly and I were just like, yes, because they were making a live action movie, and I said that whatever that sister looks like is going to make or break that movie because there are too many people that really, really liked how the older sister was drawn in Lilo and Stitch, and I am very much one of them. just, just good. She thick. She thick. She good. You do you. I just broke that tree again. Yeah. So yeah, these are not holding up to the best of their abilities. These are glued though. They're not magnetized. So you gotta hear me out on that. Not to have just the creepiest stream just talking about anime characters, and for some reason all the very adult link characters. Yeah. Another one like that is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I don't know if you've watched that one. I hear the new movie was not good. Oh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine that Disney will make anything good in the next, I don't know how long. I'm trying to think of the last. Well, Encanto's fucking banging. Is Encanto Disney? Encanto is Disney. Theo loves Encanto. Theo loves to watch Encanto. I think he likes all the colors and the music. There's also some fucking bangers in that. Just throwing that out. I have 0 children. I like animation and I like cartoons a lot. And Kelly likes cartoons. We don't care. Yeah, I like that. That's kind of fun. I like really, really fucked up shit, and I also really like little cartoons. But anywho, so oh, and I talked with my mom yesterday. I went to go see my mom yesterday, and I was showing her these pictures of my board. She was like, "Oh my god, they look so good." And she was asking what kind of plants I used, and then I was showing her this, and she was like, "Oh, it's like how they actually grow." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" I hate that movie. Oh shit. Terrible message. Which movie? Sorry, which movie was it? I hear the movie was not good. I hate the movie. Terrible message. Lilo and Stitch, or oh no, Encanto. Oh, Encanto's message is fucking terrible. I can't. Okay, so I love Encanto from a like visual, audible standpoint. The message is abysmal. It's like I don't even really understand. I think the thing is the message is to accept that maybe you're not special, or what makes you special is that you're just you. It's very convoluted though. Encanto, yeah, okay, so it is a very convoluted way to give a message to children. I will say that because yeah, as an adult, Kelly and I walked away thinking, I don't think I fucking feel good about how that ended. Like, and we are not developing. Like, I don't think Encanto is going to change the way I view the world in any way. Now, Wally might. I'm just kidding. I say that jokingly. There was a guy that I was friends with. His dad went fucking nuts when Wally came out. Like, he was just fucking obsessed with that movie. Just watched it all the time, and he bought this big Wally display from Best Buy. Like, it was crazy. Like, real obsessed kind of shit. And the movie was just fine. I got that your family can treat you like shit and get away with it because they said sorry, oopsie whoopsie. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's that. There's a lot of really poor adulting going on in that movie. Like an obscene amount of really poor adult decisions being made in that movie. But with that said, there's a lot of really poor decisions made in most Disney movies. Not Bambi though. But that was a fucked up joke in the morning. Fucked up jokes in the morning. Your mama got shot by Hana. I don't think I ever really watched Bambi. And I'd say that's probably yeah. I probably did, and I was a really sensitive kid, real emotional. I know that's hard to believe, but yeah. So I don't recall watching Bambi or Dumbo. Fox and the Hound was definitely one that It did not get much playtime. I think it got like saw that one once or twice, and it's just like that sucks. I don't like that movie at all. That's real feel bad. Now the Aristocats. That is a movie I could talk to you about. Everybody wants to be a cat. Lay some skin on me, fat cat. I say that to my nephew. Whenever my nephew, I see him, I always go, lay some skin on me, fat cat. And I hold my hand out like that. And then he always just does this because he doesn't understand. He hasn't seen the Aristocats, or he says like his wife, his wife, his mom wife. My little nephew, who is like, fuck, I don't know how old he is at this point. I should know that. His mom wife, his mother. He was like, he has seen the Aristocats. Don't let him lie to you. And I was like, he's acting like he hasn't. Now I am. Now the Rugrats movie. Oh, RRUGGRAATTSSS. Fucking Snoop, baby. Nah, dude. That movie's gone. That movie was really good. Rugrats Go to Paris was also pretty fucking banging. Both of those are great. Yeah, Encanto. Kelly loves Encanto, but Kelly loves Encanto because, again, the music. That's it. Like that like Disney movie. The only reason I'm firmly in the belief that the only reason that it's a thing is just because of how fucking rad the soundtrack is. Because yeah, like we can't don't talk about Bruno. That's good. And then the bigger sister, the one who's really strong. I really like her song. It's a bop too. But yeah, Moana. I love Moana. Now, I've also strayed very far from we're not even talking about anime crushes. I did not even, oh boy, I'm gonna have to think here. The music and visuals were stunning. Yeah. And also I loved anything that has to do with Pacific Island culture. Like, I have always loved that. Like that and Japan, like Japanese. And I mean, I was talking about this with my friend John, which, here's I had a weird fucking night the other night. So I don't fucking understand this at all. But you know what? I'm not going to shit talk people. But I'm going to throw this out here real quick. I went to a show the other night and there was a dude that was, I believe he said he was Filipino. He was wearing a Screwdriver shirt. And I was like, hey man, is that Screwdriver like the band? He's like, yeah. And I was like the white supremacist band? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I gotta ask why. And he was like, I like them. And I was just like, and I still don't know what to think about that. Didn't see Moana. That one's, oh, Possum, you have to see Moana. It's like our favorite. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the music and visuals are stunning. So, yeah, no, Moana. You gotta see Moana. I love that one. It's got, shit, what's his name? Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Dwayne the Pebble Johnson, The Rock Dwayne Johnson, Margot the Dwayne Johnson, and then it's got the big crab. It's got a big crab that is the guy from Flight of the Conchords, and he sings, and it's wonderful. That's probably my favorite like Disney movie in decades. I would say decades. I'm trying to think of the last Disney movie that I loved as much as I love Moana. But yeah, I've always loved Pacific Islander culture. Anything that's like, that's what we were talking about. John, my friend John is, fuck, I'm not going to remember what. I don't think he is Filipino. He's not. I don't remember my friend John. He's half German, and his other half I don't remember. But he makes amazing lumpia. I want to say he's Filipino. I want to say he's Filipino, my friend John, who I love so much. And about a decade ago, was just like, hey, man, do you hate me? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. Like, I met this dude when I was in high school, and apparently the girl that I was dating at the time, that's how I know him. The girl I was dating at the time was good friends with him, and one day I was just like, yeah, Eli hates you. And from that moment until like a decade later, like he just thought I hated him. And one again, I guess the thing to keep in mind with this is like I like that girl and I broke up. This guy did not leave my life though. Like he and I ended up like working together. So like we were working together and talking at work. And after like years, he was like, "Hey man, did you used to hate me?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Oh yeah, so and so told me you did." So I kind of just thought you hated me for like 10 years. And I'm just like, well, now I kind of feel bad. No, nope. I thought you knew we were friends. But yeah, my friend John, he makes really great food, and he's a really sweetheart, really big sweetheart. But he used to work with me at Bluegrass. Anywho, he was talking about Pacific Islands, and he said, he was like, well, honestly, we're all kind of the same. It was because someone said, oh, Guam, and he was like, oh, no, Filipino, and then blah, blah, blah. And he was like, honestly, if you're in the Pacific Island, it's kind of the same. You know, it's like, it's kind of like, and that's what I said, that honestly, it kind of struck me as the same kind of concept as if I took Kentucky as a state and I crunched it up in my hands and I scattered it across the ocean. It's essentially like I did that with one of Japan's islands, because that's literally what happened is when the world was, you know, fucking during all the shifting of shit, like those islands, they used to be connected or they used to be bigger, like the Pacific Islands, you know, everything goes down, goes up, whatnot, when the world shifts. But that's why the majority of those cultures have Japanese influences, just colonialism, that kind of thing. People spreading from one island to the other, but like the common denominator is most likely where they originated. So that's where you get just, you know, the slight differences in traditions and stuff over time, but they're all kind of still tied together by the origin, which is what I was saying with Kentucky, taking the concept of Kentucky as a state, because there are things that I don't live in Eastern Kentucky. I cannot relate to people that live in Eastern Kentucky. I don't want to go there. It's a different state, practically. But with that said, I can relate to them about things because we live in this state together that no one else could. It's that kind of a concept. Like, yeah, we don't have anything in common that you think of, but I understand you and some extent because we come back further. Speaking of Disney movies, Don Bluth movies are way sicker. Who's Don Bluth? Wait, Bluth, that sounds familiar. Bluth? You mean like a Bluth banana? Meet me down at the big yellow joint. Meet me down at the big yellow joint. There's always money in the banana stand. Don Bluth. Hi, I'm Don Bluth. I don't know who Don Bluth is, but I'll look it up. I have not done any building of sticks. I've just been talking about Disney movies. And anime characters. Happy Pride Month. Worked at Disney but left after they wouldn't make his movies. Oh, hell yeah. That kind of sounds familiar, actually. I don't think I'm thinking of him, though. Made movies like Anastasia. Oh, okay, yes, no. Okay, no, Anastasia is fucking rad. Rasputin. Hell yeah. Rasputin is the kind of person that, like, I hear about in history and I'm like, maybe I do believe in reincarnation. Just real crazy. I think Secret of Nim was his too. Secret of Nim's good. Dude, did you ever like Ferngully? Ferngully was rad as fuck. A toxic love. If you haven't seen Ferngully, you need to. Solely because of Tim Curry. Like, fuck. Tim Curry makes that movie. That's the movie that, like, I realized I loved Tim Curry in. As a child, I was like, Ferngully slaps. It slaps so hard. It slaps so hard. So since there's like a difference in age between Kelly and I, she actually saw Ferngully 2. I never saw Ferngully 2, which that was another thing at the bar. There's someone there. They were asking like, "Well, how old are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm blah blah blah." And they were like, "Well, how old's Kelly?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You're an old man." And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess. I'm a creepy old man." There's like a 7-year difference. 6. It's 6. But she's 30. I'm 37 now. She'll be 31. I just turned 37 now. So, anyhow, no, I'm not down with underage anime children. Sabrina's great though. Man, I am trying to think. There is someone that's just like, oh, but I think video game characters are normally the ones I'm like, yep, Cloud. Gotta say Cloud in the new Final Fantasy. I'm just like, everyone else is thinking this too, right? Like we're all thinking like, he's pretty cute. Right outfit. I'm just saying. What's her name from Final Fantasy 10? I want to say Riku, but not Riku. And there was a girl that went to our school that looked exactly like her, which was fucking wild. Don't remember. Cloud, 21 years old. Safe. Nice. I hate that. Just like, oh, good. That's so gross. There's just something about that yeah, just don't bang kids. The goth one? No, not Lulu. Yeah, Liu. I think her name was Lulu. Which, yeah, I mean that's obviously. I think she probably has a special place in a lot of people's hearts. Just goth mommy, like OG goth mommy for some people. Those who were not around to see Elvira. Elvira is an actual treasure. She's in the Pee Wee documentary. They were apparently close friends, which makes perfect sense. But she looks great now. Does not look very goth, but still, you're just like, oh fuck, that's Elvira. Then there's Riku. Yeah, Riku. No, Riku would be the one that I'm a little afraid for you to tell me how old Riku is. I don't think that one's good. Lulu, definitely, I got the impression that she was older. But again, that's a thing with like fucking. I think it's, and also you got to keep in mind there's also Japan. It's just like things are just done at different times there. Well, that's 7:40. We talked a lot about characters. Yeah, and not too much about this, but I'll be real. I'll probably stream a little bit more today. I've got a doctor's appointment at 8:45 that I got to go to. But after that, I don't really have anything going on other than working on this stuff. So I think sometime today, might be after lunch. I might go for like a 1:30 or 2, just like kind of stream. Just kind of stream me working on this for a little bit. But until then, thank you so much for the company, Possum, and anyone who is watching this later on. Thank you for hanging out and listening to us talk about goofy stuff. Happy Pride Month. And I will start working on this and actually get more done to show. But yeah, it's 6:40. I'm trying not to be too hard on myself for how little I get done or how much I get done. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And I will talk to you all later. Take care and sit pretty. Happy Pride. Bye. See you guys. Take care.